Welcome to the limited series April selection tasting. I'm here with Ed Masciana, our favorite wine author. What release book are you in?
The Revised Shortcuts on Wine.
So when you guys folks call into the Wine of the Month Club and you put on hold and you hear somebody speaking, it looks like he's talking about wine and different things.
No, it sounds like he's talking about wine.
And that too. That's it. And it's his copy of his first release. We are now downloading the second copy.
Oh, good. It's only been a year.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great book. You should read it. One of the things that I want to bring up before you start tasting wine, even at a restaurant, but particularly at a restaurant, but at home as well when I'm tasting wine, I always smell the glass prior to tasting the wines. You never know.
Very good point.
What's going to come
Especially in a restaurant where they use bleach sometimes to clean them, and they just bring them out to you, and they go, "My God, this tastes like bleach."
And then they think you're being obnoxious, but if they smell it, they'll smell chlorine just like I do. So first thing I do, a lot of restaurants will prime the glass first, which is just pouring a little bit of wine in there, swirling it around and dumping it out. We don't need to do that. The glasses are clean. So we're starting with this limited series 2007 Sauvignon Blanc from Etc., and so on.
Etc. and so on. This was a really fascinating story because they give you these names of the guys that are in this Etc. wine operation. Guys like Beringer and Duckhorn. Well, I happen to know those names, so I'm trying to find out, is like that Duckhorn the same as Duckhorn Vineyards in Napa, one of the greatest wineries in California? And it took me about 3 emails before they said, yeah, he's the son.
And
Yeah, it's Dan Duckhorn's son. David is involved in this operation. And the Beringer, Mark Beringer, comes from the original Beringer family that founded the first Beringer winery in the 1800s.
Well, which is a great family winery story.
Great winery, you know.
It's not one of the current surgeons or contractors that made it big and tried to start a winery.
No, and it's not one of those big giant conglomerates from Australia either.
Right. Great color, nice and clear and crisp. A little bit of golden straw in there. I love the melon nose. And
exactly.
It's not too much grass.
Well, it's actually not a lot of grass, and it's not real citrusy, but it's got that incredible honeydew kind of cassava melon component. When your dad likes cassava melons, he'd go nuts for this stuff.
Now he's into star fruit.
Dragon fruit. Okay, tell him it tastes like star fruit. I don't know.
Right in the middle palate, it just comes out of it.
Yeah, it's really a spectacular bottle of wine. God, you can pair this with a piece of swordfish with one of those keka sauces with chopped tomatoes, a little garlic and onion and capers.
That sounds
olive
good.
Oil.
Smells good too. You make it right now?
right after we taste the wine.
Well, I gave this an 86. I think it's worth more than that, don't you?
This is an 89, 90-point wine.
Yeah, I'm going to bump mine up to 88. First one went out at $18.99. You can buy reorders at $15.99.
Fabulous.
Great value.
Yeah, mine at 90 points. Hell, I'd drink this all day long. Wonderful.
One thing we do here at the Wine of the Month Club, we do not taste with a chilled wine. I expect all the vendors and wineries to bring their wines to me at room temperature. That's where you find all the flaws. When you chill something down, you tend to hide the flaws when you do that.
Right.
And the way you test that on yourself, put a bottle of red wine in the refrigerator for a little bit and taste it after that, and you lose all the character of the wine.
That's correct.
Oh, I didn't read a question.
Okay.
Question from a member.
The answer is, I don't know.
How often do you get this question? What is your favorite wine?
Oh, God, I get that way too often.
And what do you tell them?
Well, I tell them it depends on what I'm eating, who I'm with, what time of the day it is. For breakfast, I do a Riesling. I can't drink wine in the morning. But it really depends on, first of all, the situation. If you're at a fine dining and you're having great food, sure, you're going to upscale the wine a little bit. But hell, if you're sitting there having a burger and some French fries and an onion ring,
different wine.
Yeah, I'm going with the 9 or so.
I get that question all the time, and really, I've had my favorites.
Oh, sure.
But we're required to like everything pretty much. This one was. I've seen this gentleman, the winemaker, at 2 or 3 wine tastings recently. Typically, I've always loved their product line, but when I tasted the Sangiovese, I thought, this is a classic California style from Paso Robles Sangiovese. Doesn't try to be Chianti.
No.
Just tries to be its own wine. Great ruby red color.
They've been making some really terrific wines, this winery, Niner in Paso, and I've been following them for years. Tasted a lot of their wines. They're clean, they're crisp. They don't have that kind of hot component you get sometimes out of Paso Robles. It's not very exciting.
Pretty new world in this character.
Yeah.
I get dark purple in the newsletter. I don't get the dark purple. I get a nice deep ruby color.
A nice vanilla too component. It's
leather and spice, a little chocolate in there.
Really spicy. Well, very, very spicy. It's almost a spice.
And you wrote a little licorice, and now I get that little anise.
Yeah,
right
anise. Actually, anise is a better call than licorice, but they're very similar.
$20.99 for the first bottle.
Wow.
$16.99 on the reorder.
Fabulous.
I'm telling you that if you found it in the store, if you could find this wine in the store, it would be $20 for sure. So you get a great bargain, and just really fun to taste Sangiovese from Paso. That doesn't, a lot of California wines try to make it like Chianti, try to give that old world musty thing, and I don't go for it. This is a nice, crisp, clean wine.
No, I agree. This is a 91-point wine. You have this with a charred steak or a rack of lamb.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
There you go. And 91 points. I gave it 90.
Ah. Well, we're getting closer.
But we're doing better. We're doing better.
I'm proud of you.
We're going to taste quickly two of the alternate wines. We'll start with the GV family Silhouette, which is their Bordeaux blend.
Okay.
This is the alternate wine. So if you're on the Two Reds Club for the limited series, you're going to get this wonderful Bordeaux style wine.
Wow, this has got a really exotic
Big,
nose.
giant nose.
Yeah. This is Silhouette. This is a blend of, is it the Bordeaux varietals?
It's the Bordeaux variety.
Yeah.
Nice and smooth in. And the finish, boy, it just kind of hangs on there.
Smooth.
A little bit of acid in the finish, lots of spice component.
Good tannins, soft tannins. That little chalkiness you get in the front of your mouth. Those are the tannins. And when they start to rip your teeth off, those tannins are a little too high. But when they're nice and soft and you kind of feel it, kind of rounds it out. That's really well made
Really
wine.
nice. Enjoy this with a barbecue steak.
Oh God, yeah, that would be great.
I gave it an 88. I think that's probably fair, maybe 89. And then
89, yeah, I'd do an 89.
first one came out at $19.99. The rest of them were $17.99. Great value for a Meritage style wine. Salud.
Yeah, GV Silhouette. What's a silhouette for? Here, let me do that. That's
A silhouette. Our noses might touch. The other alternate.
That would be hard to do.
The other alternate for the limited series is our Protégé from Sandalford Winery, and that is a. We're gonna have to rinse this glass a little bit. This is what we do when we're tasting wines. We go from whites to reds or reds to whites. Do a little rinse with the wine you're gonna taste next, and that way the glass is nice and clean and ready. This is Australian.
Blend.
It's got the Australians do that. They just. Hey, let's throw some of this together and see what happens.
Chardonnay and Semillon, Sauvignon Blanc and Riesling. They do it all the time.
They violate all the French rules, that's for sure.
Wow, that's got a really exotic.
Wow, it's just all kinds of
tropical and all kinds of stuff. Lemony.
Sauvignon Blanc and Chenin Blanc.
Well, that's not as big a stretch as you might think. I mean, the Aussies have been doing that for years. The Chenin Blanc gives it that kind of melony, sort of soft, ripe flavor, and the Sauvignon Blanc always adds good acidity. That's really.
Am I getting oak in this nose? Is that what
I
I'm
don't
getting?
think so. I don't think there's oak, but it's that
Terroir?
kind of green character.
Right.
You know.
It must be from the soil. Really fun wine.
Wow, that's delicious. Wow, interesting wine to pair with food. You know, you have this with some really good appetizers. You could throw rumaki at this and it'd shine.
I want to drink some. But we have lots of tastings to do still, so I can't do that. I'm going to say it was $18.99 for your first bottle. The rest of them were $13.99. Gave it an 87. I don't know. Every time I taste these wines, I go, "Wow, that was really good."
Well, see, the problem is you're tasting with the salesman, so you're not going to tell them how good it is.
That's true.
And then we taste it, and then all of a sudden it gets better.
Yeah, it just never ceases to amaze me. So,
yeah, really good wine.
What'd you give it?
I gave it an 89.
89. See, it's always 2 points. I think he does it on purpose. Anyway, that's the limited series for April 2009. Salud. Keep up the good palate.